Meantime, joining us now is Smith Leithart. He had to evacuate along with his wife and daughter after the Hughes fire erupted in his community this week. Thanks for being here, Smith. Tell me about your evacuation experience. How much time did you have to get out?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Marni. I work from home, so that was sort of fortunate for our situation. But my wife came in at about 11:30, and the fire had been going for an hour at that point, but neither of us had looked out the window and seen it. So she came in and told me that she had got a notification, and we walk out the backyard and see a plume of smoke. It's pretty significant at that point already. And at that point, we had 10, 15 minutes to get everything packed and get out the door. We were a little underprepared. I know a lot of people have, go bags already packed and stuff, but we did not. So we had to race out pretty quickly.
What's going through your mind at that point, Smith?
A lot of just looking around the house, wondering if it's the last time I'm gonna see some of these things. Yeah, a lot of my daughter's belongings, a lot of sentimental things. I have a lot of. I work from, as I said, from home as a music producer, so I have a lot of expensive equipment here that if it goes up in flames, it's either a long battle with insurance or it's a huge loss for me. So just thinking about whether I'm going to see that stuff again and how much that's going to impact our lives and my career.
Yeah, we all saw the frantic images of people evacuating from the Palisades fire, the Altadena fire. What was it like on the roads in your neighborhood? Was there that same franticness given what so many have already experienced?
It was packed and slow, but I don't think anyone was all that frantic. People were being pretty respectful on the road. I was in a turn lane at one point, but wasn't allowed to turn. As it turned out, the sheriffs were blocking us off, so I had to get over, and people let me over just fine. So yeah, people were pretty courteous up here. There wasn't a lot of panic.
Yeah. What are you hearing now about the fire line and how close it is to your neighborhood?
It's the line stopped. I mean, less than a couple hundred feet, I guess, from some of the apartments in Castaic. But at this point, there's no fire. We came back home yesterday. Our home is undamaged. There are no structures damaged. And the fire is spreading north and east, I think, maybe a little still, which there's no buildings or people up there. So yeah, the firefighters did an incredible job.
Well, I'm thankful that you were spared, given the devastation we have all seen with our own eyes, and for you and so many others in person. The president will be there today just as a member of that community overall. What is your hope from a high-profile visit like this at this time when the fires continue to burn?
I'm not sure. I think, I think it's good that he's visiting. I think that's what a president ought to do. Come inspect the damage. I'm not really sure what to hope for from that, especially as I think you guys were just discussing the sort of tension between him and Newsom. It's hard to know what kind of progress will be made.
Do you feel as though your state has handled the fires, the ones that have taken so much and the ones that continue to burn? Have they handled it adequately in your mind?
I don't get super involved or honestly super informed on a lot of that stuff. So I know very little about the Palisades thing. I know there was a lot of controversy over the response. And then this one, like I said, I mean, there were apparently 4,000 firefighters assigned to this, and they completely knocked it out, to the Hughes fire specifically. Mm-hmm. So in my personal experience, they absolutely crushed it. And then what I heard about the Palisades fire, it wasn't quite so. I mean, obviously neighborhoods got wiped out there, so it was not as prompt and a response.
Well, I know you and your family are breathing a sigh of relief to be back in your home and for it not to be impacted by this latest one. But certainly this has changed everyone's attitudes about preparedness and just being ready to go. So, Smith, thanks for joining us this morning, and my best to you and everybody impacted. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.